Hey blended people, Super over here from Blenderphile, and today we'll be talking about the knife tool. And the knife tool is a really awesome gadget to have in your arsenal because it helps a lot during the topology to make custom cuts on your surface, redirect your topology flow, and make your own custom cuts if you want. And today we'll be seeing how to work with the knife tool. So let's hop into Blender, and the first thing we'll do is delete our default cube and add in a new cube because traditions. Alright, I'm gonna press tab to go into edit mode, and I'm gonna press K on my keyboard. I'll just turn on screencast keys just a sec. Okay, it's on. I guess it's on. Is it on? No, it's on. Okay, so on the left side in the toolbar you can see there's this button. This is the knife tool, which has a shortcut of K. I'm going to press K on my keyboard, and immediately you can see the cursor changes into a knife. Now you can stab the cube, and the moment you bring your mouse closer to the cube, you'll see that there is a green dot on the surface. Now the face gets a green dot on the knife tool, and once you come close to an edge, it'll glow in green color. You don't need to keep everything selected. I'll press K again, so you can see the edge glows in a greener color, and the vertex will get a red outline on that green box of the knife. Alright, now to start making a cut, all you have to do is press left click and start making a shape. And once you're done making the shape, you can press spacebar to confirm, and voila, it'll make a cut for you. How cool is that? And it automatically joins the edges with the nearest vertex you can find. Let's try that again. I'm going on the front view, and I'm going to press K again. I'll try to make a weird shape, and I'm going to press spacebar to confirm. And you can see this time something happened. We have these extra vertices over here which are not connected to this edge. So why did this happen? This happens because you need to tell Blender about a starting point and an end point, which are basically any of these edges or the vertexes. Sometimes it works on its own, sometimes it doesn't. So to make sure it works every time, all you have to do is delete the default cube, add in a new cube. Okay, all you have to do is press K and start with a vertex, then click somewhere else and make your design as complicated as you want to. Doesn't really matter. And once you are done making it, you need to close it to the nearest vertex or an edge. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to close it on the vertex and press spacebar, and voila, it works. Beautiful. Alright, so that's basically how the knife tool works, but we have some other things that you can do with the knife tool. So let's take a look at that. Ooh, deleted everything. Let's add in a new cube, and I'm going to press K again, and this time I'm going to hold control. So what it does is it snaps to the center of the edge. You can see that green marker goes right in the center of the edge, and once it snaps, you can press left click and start making another cut. I'm holding the left click. I'm holding the control button, sorry, and you'll make cuts at center. And how cool is that? I'm gonna finish this by joining it at that vertex like that, and press spacebar to confirm, and you'll get this nice little cut at the center of your cube, and then you can start working around with it. Cool. There is another thing that we can do, which is cutting right through the mesh, and that's done with the Z key. Alright, so I have this cube over here. Let's see if I want to make a slanted cut on this. You can do it like this. Now I want to make the loop go around this. Right, so I'm using my middle mouse to tumble around, and I'm gonna make a cut over here. I guess it's right over there, and I'm gonna go over here again at this height, and I'm gonna make this cut over there. Cool. So now you can see I got this extra vertex that I don't need. I'm gonna press Ctrl X on that. But if I go to my side view, you can see this is not at all accurate. I mean, the angles are all wrong, and this is not a good cut. I mean, you can do things like scaling this on the z-axis, but that's not what we want to do. Right, so to do this, what we'll do is press K and I'll make a cut outside the mesh, and I'm going to press Z on the keyboard. And what it'll do is it'll make a cut that goes right through the mesh, and you can see it immediately shows that there is this loop kind of cut that goes all the way around the cube. I'm going to press spacebar to confirm, and look at that, I have a perfectly neat cut that goes right through the mesh. Awesome. Okay, another thing you can do with the knife tool is that you can constrain it to specific angles, which are 90 and 45 only. So if I make a cut over here and I want to go straight down, I can press C on my keyboard and it will snap to the bottom, and then press spacebar to confirm, and it gives me a straight cut. You can also do this with K and add a slant. So if you press C and move your cursor, you can see it snaps at 45 and 90-degree angles, and I can make a cut over here and it gives me a pure 45-degree cut right there. How cool is that? Alright, and there is one last little thing that you might want to use, which is the snapping on this thing. Alright, so usually by default Blender makes your knife snap to the edges. You can see it just snaps like that. You can snap to the vertex as well, which is really handy most of the time, but in case you want to make something which is not really snappy, you don't want to snap it. Like for example, if I'm making close cuts, it'll automatically snap to the last vertex and it'll not allow you to make another cut. It kind of snaps itself on there, and to do that you just hold shift and it'll stop snapping. Now you can just make a cut wherever and how close you want, doesn't really matter. All you have to do is just need to end it somewhere. Cool, didn't really work. That's because I didn't give it a nice cut to start with. What's here? Press shift and oopsie. Press K, hold shift, and make really small increments over there. Cool. Make it over there. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. Didn't really work. Okay. That's a bit weird. Guess it should work. Yeah, there it is. Alright. So that's basically the snapping thing. And there is kind of one last thing, which is if you press the K and every time you make a cut and press spacebar, it kind of removes the knife tool. And there are two ways to do that. You can press the knife tool over here, so it will always stay in the knife tool option, which is okay, I guess. But then there is also this option is you press and make a cut and press E to end it. Now you're still in the knife tool, so you can start making another cut right from here, and once you're happy with it you can press E on your keyboard to confirm that cut, and finally when you're happy with it you press spacebar to confirm. Okay, now this is all you have to know about the knife tool, but there is one last secret thing which is not exactly the part of the knife tool, but it's called knife project, and it's really awesome. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to delete this cube, add in a new cube, and I'm going to mess around with this just for the sake that I can. Alright, so for example, let's say you have this weird kind of geometry and you can't make any loop cuts around this anymore, and you want to have a grid on top of it, right? So a cutout of a grid. So you can do that. I can add in a new plane and I can subdivide it quite a few times. Let's see, and I can scale it just a bit bigger than the cube, and I'm gonna have to press X and delete only faces, so you'll have the vertex and the edges connected to this, and we're gonna need that. Okay, so I'm gonna select our default cube over here, and then we're gonna select our knife project thing, and no, I did the wrong way. You have to select this projection tool. So this is our knife object. Then we have to select our cube, and then we go to edit mode, select everything, go to top view because it works based on the perspective, the view you're looking through. Right, and I'm going to press F3 to search, and I'll type knife project. It's right over there, and you press enter on that, and something happened. Now if you go to perspective, you'll see that it gives you this projected cut on your cube, and this is super cool. And you can keep doing this. You just need to change your grid angle and the position. It doesn't really matter if it's overlapping or not. Select that to keep it selected, keep the cube selected, go to edit mode, select everything, press F3 and knife project, and it just projects it onto the cube. How cool is that? So that's all you have to know about the knife tool and the knife project. I hope you learned something in this tutorial, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye bye.